but we are live, and we are at Artis. Artis Coffee Roasters. Artis Coffee Shop. We're right on Sukhumvit Soy 18. I don't know how I've never seen this place before, but my wife has seen it, and so I believe this is the start of something. You know, I went to the coffee shop last week, the Voodoo Cafe, and that place was phenomenal. This place is right in the heart of Sukhumvit. Like I said, Sukhumvit Soy 18. Very easy to get to, and nice little location. It's very, very easy to get to. It's a little place, and when I was doing my research on this place, I read that hey, you got to get here before 10 o'clock because every seat will be filled up with people using their laptops and just sitting here having coffee. And it's not quite full right now, but then again, it's not 10 o'clock. And so I've got some food here already. I just spilled my orange juice. They have quite a bit of food here. You know, not the whole repertoire of breakfast, but they have a lot of eggs with croissant and sandwiches and, little sweets and stuff like that. So I got myself an espresso, which is gone now. I got myself a cappuccino right now. And I got a croissant with chicken and Gouda cheese. The morning breakfast, which is orange juice, any coffee, or just about any coffee, and a sandwich for 200 baht. So it's not too bad. Let me give you a look here. As you can see, spilled my orange juice, and I'm just kind of waiting for her to wipe it up. And I also got a little treat over here. SkyTrain goes right by this place, and as I said, so easy to get here. That's why I came here. I got a long list of places that I plan on going. I made a list yesterday, and some of them I've been to already. Many of them I have not. And I tried to look at places that everybody said that was the unanimous. It was on every list. And so this is one of the ones that was on all the lists that I looked at. And there is seating indoors and out. I decided to sit outside because the music wasn't as loud. And yeah, that's why I'm out here. Plus, you get, I was gonna say you get fresh air. In my opinion, one of the things that you might want to consider is that outdoor they have smoking, and I'm not into the whole smoking thing, So that's something else to think about. But I'm gonna go over a few things in just a second. But let me have a little bite of this here and see what it's like. It's good. Very good. I don't know if she forgot to wipe this up. I told her like 10 minutes ago, can you wipe this up for me? It's dripping down on my feet. Now, as I was saying, when I got ready to come to this place, my wife said to me, well, where are you going? And I told her, Artis. And she said, oh, that place. I've been there before. I'm like, really? Didn't know that, you know. So, she gave me the 411 on the place. Normally the places that are right on Sukhumvit Road, they either benefit greatly from foot traffic or they never turn into anything because there's not a lot of parking. And so the traffic going by doesn't really have any place to stop and that's a big negative to be on Sukhumvit Road. But this place benefits because it's on the corner of Soy 18. Obligatory tuk-tuk driver. Before I go any further, do me a favor, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check down in the description. You can buy me a coffee. There's a buy me a coffee link down there, and there's a host of other ways you can help support the channel. So please do so if you feel it's warranted. And what I'm gonna do is I figured out I'm gonna rate these cafes, these coffee shops on 4 criteria. The quality of the food and the coffee, the service, the value, and the ambiance. And I can tell you that the last place I went, the Voodoo Cafe, it scored a 5 across the board. I may add location to that rating. In fact, I probably will. That would be the only negative that I had about the Voodoo Cafe, is that the location, it was quite far away. The location on this place is fantastic for most people, even myself. I thought it would take me about 30 minutes to get here, but traffic was quite heavy on the way over here. It took me about 45 minutes to get here. You can hear the SkyTrain going by. So if you're staying in this area, or you live in this area, whatever, you got a hotel in this area, you're living in this area, somewhere close, it's very easy to get to. And let me have a taste of this cappuccino. It's not bad, not bad. I'm not a big cappuccino fan. The espresso was pretty good, Well, I will say this. Before I came here, my wife gave me the 411 on this place. And then she telephoned me afterwards and she said, hey, you're rating these cafes, don't say anything bad. Now I don't have anything bad to say about this place or the last place I went. And rarely do I have anything truly bad to say. But the fact that you have to watch what you say, and if you cannot tell people the truth, whether it's good or bad. I mean, well, good you can tell the truth, but bad, you can't really say anything for fear of being persecuted or prosecuted. That says a lot right there. But their country, their rules. really want to get this girl to come wipe this mess up. I'm not asking for a free orange juice. It was my bad. I spilled it, but still, it'd be nice if I can't put my laptop out because it's all over the table. So the next time she comes out, I'm gonna have to remind her that this place is full already. You can see it already. Every table is taken, and inside it's not a huge place, which is, I guess it's better to have a small place and be full than have a big place and have it 3/4 empty. I'm going to put a mask on and go inside and ask her to wipe this table. Now I have to say, on the way over here, I was thinking about what was written in the Bangkok Post about, hey, if the people don't follow the guidelines, then there's going to be 20 or 30,000 people in the next month or two that have the Omicron, which even if they do, I don't know that that's such a bad thing, but the tone of the author was that people are not doing what they should, or if they're not going to do what they should. And what's funny is I went down Ramkhamhaeng Road today, and there were literally hundreds of people standing on the street waiting for the buses, walking around, or just standing around. And then I went down Asok, again, college over there, a lot of office workers, and I was going to say, I did not see one person without their mask on. Inside of cars, on motorcycles, driving alone, on motorcycles driving, with a pair of people. There's a pair of people on a motorcycle. I didn't see one person. And then as I was getting to Asok and Sukhumvit, a Western guy drove by on a bicycle, and he had his mask down around his chin. How bad is that, really? So I think the people are following the guidelines. I'm sitting in a restaurant, I don't have my mask on. When I go in, I'm going to put my mask on. We're going to go in just a second here because I need to get this table wiped up. And actually my tray. Let's go in there, and then you can take a look around. It's a pretty small place, though.
Can you wipe my table? Can you wipe it off, please?
So it's pretty small.
That's okay. It's all right.
It's just... Yeah, up on pain is okay, but you know what I'm looking for is a little more boutique style cafes, and I don't know that this really falls into that category, but some of the places ranked on some of the lists were places like the Coffee Club and you know, and I don't want to go to those places. I mean, you know, yeah, they have some decent coffee and everything, but that's not the point of what I'm doing. I'm always looking for new places, and you know, that goes for coffee as well. And I'm sure she's very busy. Now, I will say this. Again, I don't expect them to give me, like, you know, a free orange juice because I spilled it. But you know, you go to Starbucks. The one thing about Starbucks, if you do spill your coffee, they'll give you another one. So there's one positive for Starbucks is, you know, they make sure you're taken care of. And I've done that once or twice over the years. There's about 4 people working here. Not very many. Let's see how this little brownie is. I'm just eating this brownie for you guys, not for me. That's a good brownie. Yeah, I don't know if they would, you know, it's an orange juice that came with the meal. Again, the meal is an orange juice, a coffee, and a sandwich for 200 baht, which is, you know, it's not bad. Decent value. And this brownie, it's like fudge. Some of these coffee shops, they've really been nailing it, because what I noticed is that, and you know, if you've been to Thailand before, you might notice this. If you have a piece of cake or something, it always tastes like it's a little bit light. And I mean too light. Like there's not enough sweetness to it, like not enough body to the cake. It's just really light and fluffy. Some things need to be light and fluffy, but to me, a cake needs to be decadent. And this thing is decadent. They get points for this brownie. They get brownie points. Again, you can hear the sky train going by. Now, oh man, it's definitely rich. Leave it to the foreigner. Very busy down here in Sukhumvit. Very, very busy. Show you what I mean. Look at the traffic. And I don't really see many Thais frequenting this place. I mean, there was one guy that came in with a foreigner, and then was another one who just popped in, and the rest it's been all foreigners. So how would I rate this place? Cheers. Hey, thanks a lot, Jim. Appreciate that. Choke day to you. Quite good, and you know, I want to try to do this once a week. Go to some cafe that I haven't heard of before. You know, do a little bit of filming, which I've already done here. I got here early. That way, you know, I know everybody doesn't want to watch live streams. First of all, people can't sit all the time and spend, you know, an hour or two watching. The average person watches about 25 to 30 minutes on my live streams, which supposedly is pretty good, but I don't know. That's what I've been told. But I understand, so that's why, you know, when I went to the Voodoo Cafe, I really wish I could have spent quite a bit more time. Oh, fuck me. Quite a bit more time filming. Now, one thing that I gotta say to me is a negative. I'm not a smoker. And I'm sitting outside. When you're sitting outside eating, you don't want to smell smoke. At least I don't. Oh, thank you, Jim. I think I'm going to go in and have something else. I'm still hungry. It, you know, I don't think it's really meant to fill you up. It's a light breakfast. Reminds me of a little cafe in France in that sense, where it's like you have a little orange juice, you have a sandwich, you have a coffee, and then you get on your merry way. So, you know, I don't know if I'm going to have something else or not, but maybe I'll go back in there and grab something. But, all right, I see for the locals here, this is not a bad spot. Now, you know, one of the other places that I went was Sarni's. I'm gonna start this up. I'm gonna put up a whole little section just for coffee shops and what I rate them. Coffee shops / cafes. And generally coffee shops are thought of, I had to look this up to be sure, just because I don't want to give you guys the erroneous information. Coffee shop is basically coffee and, you know, some little cakes, some little sweets that go with the coffee. You know, you might get a little lemon cake or whatever it might be. Cafe tends to serve like a breakfast, whether it's a light breakfast like here, or just a full-on breakfast. And there is another place that I wanted to go to. There's actually two places I thought, maybe I'll go to those places. One of them is permanently closed. It's called Luca Moto, that's what it's called. As in Luca, Moto as in motorcycle. And they had a BMW in the place, and I vaguely remember going to that place. But it's permanently closed now. I guess it's another victim of the... Should I say of the government, or should I say of this endemic? Well, I think it's kind of funny that now they're saying, oh yeah, by the end of the year, we're going to make this an endemic. Well, we'll make this virus endemic. And I think it's kind of funny because it's like, the virus is going to do whatever it wants. You know, and that's what kind of gets me. The virus is going to do what it wants up to a point. You know, the vaccines help, And that's why, I know some people are against the vaccine and all that. Okay, whatever. And by the way, I got to tell you, I have to tell you that Chucky has now tested. I don't know why he doesn't come into the chat. It kind of irks me. I'm going to have a little word with him. It irks me that he'll come on when I put his face on, but he won't come into the chat. He was in Tokyo last night, landed early in the morning, and then got his test, and he just wrote me and said, I'm negative, so he's free to boogie wherever he wants. I don't know where he's staying or anything. And Chucky, if you're watching, I'll be here for a short while longer. And if you want to come over, run on out. But I kind of doubt he's going to, and I kind of doubt that he's listening, because that's just the way he is. But anyway, he has landed, and he has successfully entered. Now, he's still going to have to take a test in 5 or 6 days. So, between now and then, anything can happen, and I'm going to assume that everything is okay with my son, because he has not landed and sent messages saying, oh, I've got a problem. When I checked in, I had a problem, or he's okay. And I don't know if he's going to test before he flies back. I don't know why he would, other than for his school. I don't really know, what they're doing there with him. I don't understand what's going on. I don't think the same rules and policies apply to university students as they do to people who are traveling around. I think the university has say to protect their own interests. They don't want a whole group of school kids getting traveling and then testing positive. So. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to say that the cappuccino here is decent. It's not bad, but it's not fantastic. The espresso was also. It was decent. I wouldn't call it fantastic. I gotta say that when I tasted the first sip of the espresso I had at that Voodoo Cafe, and I've had some coffee at Sarni's, not necessarily espresso, but the espresso between Sarni's, the taste of the espresso between Sarni's and the Voodoo Cafe was very, very close. They were both very good. I liked the Voodoo Cafe one better because when I sipped it, I went, oh man, this is good. And so, yes, it is soy 18. And, but I mean, I had some coffee at, well, this is a flat white. It's not a cappuccino. Excuse me. And I had some other drinks at Sarni's that were excellent. I'm not going to go and have all these little foo-foo drinks and frappuccino and, some of the drinks that I did test, like the orange mocha, whatever it was, at Sarni's near the Chao Phraya River. I had thought about going to the Chao Phraya River today, and for whatever reason, I just thought, oh, this place is nearby. I'll just boogie on over here. It won't take me that long. And if you're wondering, traffic is pretty much back to the way it was before this fiasco. I mean, there's a lot of traffic. Well, I got basic. I'm good at basic. But I'll put the rankings up on my website, and also I'll tell you right so far this place. I'm going to say the food and the coffee I'm gonna give it a, just because of the brownie being so good, I'm gonna give it a 4. The coffee's like a 3, which is okay. The service, I'm gonna give it a 3.5, because despite being busy, they do have 4 or 5 people working here, and I did ask a couple times to have my table wiped up, and maybe she was busy. I don't begrudge them, whatever. But the value, this flat white was, what was it? 110 baht. The value, I'm gonna give it like a 4. It's good. It's not great. Ambiance. I guess it depends on what you're after when it comes to the ambiance. I personally, good morning, Rome. I personally like the ambiance that Voodoo Cafe has. I'm not particularly fond of the ambience here or at Sarni's. It's okay. I mean, it's not bad by any means, and I'm not just saying that. It's not bad. And if you're a city person and you want to hear the sights and the sounds of the city, then I would call this good. I still wouldn't call it great. I wouldn't call it fantastic, which is what I would rate. Now, I would rate the Voodoo Cafe. Now, there is, I don't know what hotel this is coming from. Novotel. There is a little tuk-tuk that runs from the Novotel to the end of the street here. It's been going back and forth. But I'm gonna go inside and just take a look and see. I don't know what else I can get. I don't want to get anything really fattening or anything like that. I don't know if I want another coffee. I think the espresso, the double espresso, was 100 baht, so it's slightly cheaper than Starbucks. I always rate it, or I compare the Starbucks price to wherever I am, because I think Starbucks is a little bit out of whack, and I think this is a decent value. It's not a great value. It's not fantastic. Like, oh my God, it's only 40 baht. And it's not one of those things. Oh, that's good to know. How long is that for, Andy? $300 Aussie for how long? For 1 month or what? Look at this one. Another one. They've got all kinds of little tuk-tuk, song towel kind of things. Now, this place has got a couple of seats empty, but behind me, you can't really tell, but behind me, it's full. $45 days. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. So that's, $200 a month, Aussie. Aussie. Yeah. Inside there's people, they're on their laptops, So this is a pretty popular place. And it did say when I was coming over here, and I looked on the map, originally to figure out, it did say this place is popular. So know that going in, you're not going to be coming to a place that's very quiet. The same goes with Sarni's. Sarni's is not a quiet place. That place is packed. Although, if you're single and you want to meet women, you want to talk, you want to meet people, just talk to them. And busy coffee shops are a good place. I never watched the show Friends, but I always wondered how many people were getting picked up at the coffee shop. I don't even know what the place was called, but how many people how many times did the girls, land some guy, and how many times did the guys in the show pick up some girl from the little coffee shop? There's something else to be said, which is you don't shit where you eat. So, you know, if you come to a coffee shop all the time and the girl comes to the coffee shop all the time, you may not want to, you know, get anything started. But then again, if you're a real boss, you don't care. It doesn't matter to you. Win, lose, or draw, your toes are tapping. Look at this. They're like, oh, should we go into this place, honey? Look at this coffee shop. Oh, yes. Now, you see, something that I didn't really think of until this moment is that when the SkyTrain is done by my house out in Bangkok, I can jump on the SkyTrain and then make my way over to this place. And you know, I take the SkyTrain, I take public transportation very easily. I don't get it. They didn't know what to do. Maybe they just landed. You know, I was thinking about something else this morning, you know, because I'm always thinking. I was thinking how it's not so much that people don't want to come to Thailand, you know. It's not that people don't enjoy Thailand once they're here. But how easy is it to enjoy a place when the place is flip-flopping back and forth and you never know where you stand and you don't know what's going to happen next? You know, a lot of people have been saying to me, oh, well, if I test positive, I've got an apartment there or I've got a house there and I should be able to take quarantine there. Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda. You'll be lucky too. Seriously, you'll be very lucky. And that's not only by my account, that's by many people's account. Many times, especially if you're older, they're not going to let you. You're either going to a hospital or you're going into a hospital. I don't know what's so difficult about that word. It's nothing difficult. It's a hospital/hotel. They're set up as a hotel and a hospital. 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 And if you're very lucky, you'll be able to quarantine in your own place. But, you know, I think, you know, here, their mentality is, I don't know if we can trust these foreigners. They might run away. I mean, if you got some knuckleheads who can't even wait a half a day, they can't even wait a half a day to get their test before deciding to go run around. What does that say? I mean, you know, if you're the Thai government, what are you gonna, you know, what does that say? It says you can't trust the people. You know. Anyway, the motto here at Artis Coffee is life begins after coffee. And you know what? I woke up, I was up about 4 o'clock, but I didn't get out of bed until about 5. I was up just sitting there, you know. And I thought to myself, should I have a coffee? Now there's part of me that thinks, will the first coffee of the morning ruin the later coffees, my palate for the later coffees? And I thought, nah, not by the time I get down here. So I had a double espresso at my house. You know, had the morning constitutional, the shower, and all that stuff, and made my way down here. But you know, it's the truth, man. I need my coffee before I go out and about. It's a pretty good slogan. Life begins after coffee. So I'll give him some props for that. I want to wait until. Yeah, I have an espresso machine at home. I want to wait until some people come out because I don't want to go in there and order something. They ain't gonna lock me down. I lock myself down getting over jet lag. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Longhorns. Have you had your, well, it's good evening for you. Have you had your morning Joe? I hate that saying, the morning Joe. I never got that. Wouldn't it be like for a guy, you see, now there's more and more people coming in, and I'm not about to give my spot up here. But I don't want to go in there when the place is full. Wouldn't it be for a guy like the morning Joanna? For the woman, it'd be the morning Joe. You had crappy Folgers. Gives you something to look forward to. But you weren't drinking coffee by the time you left, you weren't drinking as much coffee. Even I've cut back. I might have one in the morning. Normally, I'll have one in the morning. If I'm going to Starbucks, usually I won't have a coffee because I get up and I just go out the door and I go there. I just have my coffee there, and then maybe in the afternoon I'll have another one, an espresso, and then that's it. Too much of a good thing is not good, even with coffee. I find it wrecks my insides. Look how busy it is, man. It's so busy outside. Now the buses are empty, or at least this bus is empty. First bus is almost completely empty. Bus number 98. And I'm wondering how this place gets around 11:30, 12 o'clock. Because my wife said, she said she had a meeting later in the afternoon, and she said this place was still full later in the afternoon. Yeah, most of the time Sukhumvit is pretty busy. And, there was a time when this used to be my hangout. Yeah, I don't generally have jet lag coming in to Bangkok, but going home, I always had the blues. Really, I had the blues. I don't know if you guys know, and I hate to tell the story, but back when I first started coming over here, I was so excited to come here. And then when I was going home, while I was here, I heard some band called Michael Learns to Rock. Never heard of them before. I didn't have a clue who they were. And then all of a sudden, some chick that I knew was listening to them, and I was like, oh, okay. So then I'm on the plane, getting ready to come back, and I still had my headphones. Back then I had my headphones on and like a little Walkman or whatever it was, a little, I don't know if I had a little Apple back then. I don't think so. And I was listening to some music, and it happened to be Michael Learns to Rock. Michael Learns to Rock, Michael Learns to Rock. And it was some, what is it? I Won't Forget. I think that's the name of the song. And I just was like, oh, Bangkok, I won't forget you. Oh. And I was so bummed out. And I flew back home. I was just like, I was like so sad, I was like, man, when am I going to get to come back? Little did I know. Now, now I could never listen to that song, Oh, God. Anyway, seems like there's a lot of people. I don't know. Let's go inside one more time. my water. Let's see here. Put that thing on. Yeah, lots of people. One, two, three, four people I see working here, but look at this place. It looks like they sell coffee. You know. Sorry. What do I want? What is it I want? I have never, it's affogato. Ooh, those are always good, but I don't need that. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna have an espresso romano. A single is 105 baht. A double is 120 baht, which is just under $4. $3 and what, 70 cents, something like that. They got all kinds of stuff here. They got sandwiches and patisserie items, soft drinks, fresh juice, smoothies, blended ice drinks. What's a hot baby chino? Never heard of that. Hot tea, iced tea, fruit and herbal infusions. I don't see any ganja on the menu. And you got all the coffees. Single origin coffees, which is over there to the right. Black honey processed. Candied orange, apricot, and honey. No, thank you. I think they got 5 people working here all together, but look at this. Quite busy. What was it I wanted? Espresso Romano double. Call Espresso Romano double. Oh, they got the roast master over there. Espresso Romano double. Espresso Romano. It's okay. Double. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's see what this one tastes like. Man. You are looking at Sukhumvit Road, Soy 18. Right down the street from Soy Nana. One thing I wanted to do, let's see if I can do this here. I wanted to give some shout outs because I haven't done it in a long time. I don't like the smell of cigars. It's a big negative for me, is a smoking area. Thank you to Mr. John, Mr. Ryan, Patrick, GoGoHopping.com, Gavin, JRD, Richard, Raymond, Suwon, John S., Malcolm C., Patia Bob, Mr. Patia Bob, Two Minds, Mr. Allen, Tim, Johnny, Mindy, Mike, Charles, Lee, Charles, Tony, Henry, LH, Jim, Mr. Jim Urardi, Steve, Charles, Bruce, Dominic, Dylan, Harrison, Mark, Joe, Barrett, Miha, and Billy. Those last three people. This is the 8th year that they've been helping out and watching the channel. Also, David, Ralph, Carl, Carlos, Elaine, John, and Johnny, lots of Johns, Andy, Paul, Gennaro, Joe, Mark, Adam, Carl. Is that it? And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry, but, you know. So, thank you very much. Some of the other cafes that I plan on going to, because I do have a rather extensive list now. Hands and Heart, Chata, which is, I guess, in Chinatown. Long Tu Cafe in Chinatown. Sugar. Patom Organic Living. Kim The Blooming Gallery. Jaywalk Cafe. Steps, The Lobby, Luca, not to be confused with Luca Moto, which is now closed. Tira, Snooze Coffee House, Roast, The Roastery, Konichipan, Old Town Cafe, Bangkok, Nana Coffee Roasters, The Blue Whale, Schreitzis Parlor, 1D Cafe, Tong, Trist, Bangkok, Unfashioned Vintage Cafe, Wormwood Cafe, Karma Kamet, Secret World, Featherstone Bistro Cafe, Roots Coffee Roasters, not to be confused with Roots at the Common. They actually have a place called Roots. It is Roots, the same place, it's the same company, but they have their own roastery, and I'd like to do this, but they actually have courses in barista courses or whatever, and coffee courses, coffee tasting courses. Dart Cafe, which of course I've been there, and so has Mr. Longhorns. Casa Lupin, 1 ounce for the onion. Vanilla Boat Shop, Phil Coffee Company, Rocket Coffee Bar, Tails Calzone and Floral Cafe, and I don't know if that's all of them, but that's plenty. That's more than 52. That's more than one a week. Thank you very much. All right, what did I get? I got a espresso romano, which I don't believe I've ever had before. Oh, Romano it has lemon in it. That's what it is. Yes, there are several down by the river. Down by the river. In a van down by the river. All right, so now that I think I got this squared away here, let's take a look at this. Don't know if you can see that. There's the lime, so I guess yeah, I figured you might like that, JRD. You know, I'm always thinking, you know. Always thinking, yeah, lemon and coffee. I don't know. I know Longhorns and I had had some coffees before where we were, I forget what it was that we had, and he was like, no, we just can't do that. I don't remember what it was, but some things you think don't go, and they don't. But people drink it anyway. And some people, they'll try anything. I don't think this is that big of a stretch. Gotta climb that mountain, man. Simple as that. There you go. I knew Gennaro would pop up once he's not interested in coffee. Nobody's interested in me, in coffee, really. I mean, okay, it's cool for a couple of minutes. But if you don't show a female, at least on my channel, the video ain't gonna do very well. Let me have a sip of this. Well, it's different. I don't know that I would order it again. Not because it's bad. It's not that it's bad. The lemon has it adds a little aftertaste to the coffee. A little different flavor. Yeah, that's about the only way. I mean, listen, some people love lemon. Some people love oranges. Some people love chocolate. It's not bad. It's not as bad as you might think. Yeah, as it gets to the bottom, they must have squeezed it in here because it gets to the bottom, it's a little bit stronger. We're trying. I don't think I'd have it again. Out of the 3 drinks, the espresso, the flat white, or this espresso romano, I don't know, I'd probably stick with the espresso just because it's what I do. Most of the time I drink an espresso. It's got to be a really good coffee for me to want to get it over and over again. I kind of like the flat white. I do like the affogato, but then it's got ice cream in it, so, who wouldn't like it? It goes really, really well. Thank you, Roman, very much. Appreciate that. Choke D to you for the coffee fun. Yeah, the one thing is, I had talked to Jono quite some time ago about doing a burger review because there were burger places everywhere. In Bangkok, there's burger places everywhere. But you know, they've gotten a bit ridiculous. Some of the burgers are like $11, $12. And I'm like, $12 for a freaking hamburger? You know, to me that's just too expensive. And I started figuring out, by the time I figured traveling to and from wherever the burger place is, a lot of them, it's like you get the burger for 320 baht or whatever. Then you got to add fries. You got to add a drink. By the time I get out of there, it's 500, 600 baht. You know, plus going back and forth and the time. And I just was like, man, that's to do that every week. You know, I mean, it's possible, but the espresso is a little bit, I don't know, it's a little more my speed. It's not as fattening. And so, you know, the other day when I was at that place, that Voodoo Cafe, man, that, I'm telling you, I went to that place, and even though I was completely alone, you know, I didn't have any friends with me. There was nobody there when I got there other than the staff. And that place was just, to me, it's like I said, it's the best. That's so far, that is the gold standard, and I mean that. That is the gold standard. Starbucks is the McDonald's of coffee, and so you know if you're going to Starbucks, you're going to get McDonald's, you know, or Texas Chicken or KFC, which Longhorns, if you're still listening, man, that Texas Chicken tore me up, and actually Nicholas as well. It tore us up for about 2 weeks, and it's never done that to me before. But you know what? No more. I've sworn off to Texas Chicken. I'm not into KFC, and yeah, so I do like Burger King a little bit, but I haven't been there in quite some time. You mean Illy? Illy coffee? Illy is fantastic, but it's not necessarily a coffee shop. There is a Segafredo coffee shop inside of the Crystal Park shopping center or whatever it is. And that's good coffee as well. Illy is good coffee. But Illy is expensive to buy. I've stopped buying it because I just can't afford it. It's 700 baht, 650 baht for a can of it, and that'll last me about 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. You know, when coffee becomes when coffee becomes that expensive, I'd rather just drink it out, you know. I'd rather be out and drinking it. Yeah, I mean, I bought it for a while, and I'll get it if it's on sale for like 580 baht or something. I'll get it, you know. Yeah, this place is quite busy, quite busy here. I'll tell you what, another coffee that I like, and I really want to go back just to double check. What is this? We got a whole group of people coming in here. Just to double check to see how good it is. But you know, I went to that acai place, and they had that macadamia. They had that macadamia nut, vanilla macadamia nut coffee. And man, I'll tell you what, that was so good. It reminded me of Vietnam, the Vietnam with the what is it, the egg, I forget what the hell it's called now, the egg coffee. That's really, really good stuff. But I'm kind of, I went to 2 places in Vietnam for the coffee where I had coconut coffee. One place was like powdered coconut, the other was like real coconut flavoring or real coconut mixed in with the coffee, and it made a big difference. It was like, one was like, and that was how I had durian coffee as well, and that's how the durian was. It was kind of like, yeah, it tastes like durian, but it didn't taste all that good. It tastes fake. So, yeah, you know, if you're coming here with a group of people, I don't know, but this is the best place to come, just because there's not, you know, it's a little bit crowded. There's only so many chairs here, so it pays to get here early. There's my tip for the day. It pays to get to your coffee shop early. And I'll tell you one thing that irks me a bit about a coffee shop. In the process of looking at all these cafes, you know, one of the first things I look at is what time do they open? You know, because I don't want to start a stream at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, and okay, I can do video. However, what good coffee shop doesn't open up at least at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock? I mean, 9 o'clock is late. People are going to work. If you're in an area where people stop by or drive by, I've had Pete's Coffee before, and it is good. It's been a while though. But what great coffee shop doesn't open until 10 or 11 o'clock? Coffee shops in the malls, okay, I understand they're restricted somewhat. The good thing about that place, Dark, which is in M. Quartier, is that it's on the outside, so they're allowed to open. They open at 8 o'clock. But some of the coffee shops that I named earlier are inside of M. Quartier, and because of that, they're not allowed to open until 10 o'clock. You know, okay, but you're missing a good coffee shop. I would think they're missing out on all the morning traffic. So, to me, if I was going to open a coffee shop, and I'm asking you guys, if you're opening a coffee shop, wouldn't you want to open like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, even earlier? I like the places. They're open at 6:30, 6 o'clock. I love those places. You know, you go in at 6:30 in the morning, you have your coffee, you got something to do, boom, you're on your way at 7:30, 8 o'clock, you're out of there. To me, that's the way to go. You know, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but I have a hard time ranking a coffee shop, at least if it's not in a mall. And if it's in a mall, there's some restrictions, but if it's a little niche kind of place and it's out on the street somewhere or some little soy, why won't they open up earlier? You know what I'm saying? You're missing out on all the traffic. Hello, Roman. I was watching Seinfeld yesterday, and Newman, he smelled. Oh my God, what's his name? Kramer. Kramer was using butter as an exfoliant on his face and to shave with. And then he decided it was so good that he was going to put it all over his body. And so he put it all over his body, and he went out, and he went upstairs. Jesus Christ. There's another, to me that's a, I could do without that. Okay, I'm gonna have to try that one. Anyway, he went up on the roof, and you know, he went out and he fell asleep out in the sun, and Newman comes in to Jerry's apartment, and he's like, they're like, what's that smell? And then they start talking about, you know, where's Kramer? Oh, he's up on the roof getting some sun. And then then Jerry remembered, oh, he's got the butter on. And Newman in the process is going, Jerry, I know you're cooking something. Can't we bridge this divide? Why do we need to have this divide between us? Why can't we be friends? Because he thought that Jerry was cooking something. He's trying to say these things, but before he says that, you hear Jerry go, "Hello, Newman," like he knows. I know you want something, and of course he wanted food. So good stuff. The place is packed here. People always coming in. You know, this is a great location. It's a great location for foot traffic. I wonder what. I think they're open until 8 o'clock at night. So they open here at 7 in the morning, and they close at 8 o'clock at night. So it's a great location. And if Nana ever opens up again, I'm sure this place. I don't know how long this place has been open. I'm sure I can find out. I'm kind of wondering where are all these people coming from? Because every damn one of them's a foreigner, and they're all kind of young. So I'm gonna assume at least some of them are tourists. I mean, I don't see anybody that's 50. Maybe they're working here, you know, English teacher kind of thing. I don't know. But I'm gonna assume at least a few of them are tourists. So, you know. Ooh, when you get down to the bottom, it gets a bit sour, the coffee. Not bad. Not a bad little joint. You know. But if you're coming for peace and quiet, you might want to opt for the Voodoo Cafe. It's a little less in the heart of the city. Anyway, so yeah, I think I've given my rankings already, but I'll put up the final ratings up in the up on my website. I don't know who came up with this one. I think if you put a little dash of vanilla in this without the lemon, it would be much better. A vanilla espresso. I think it'd be much better. I don't particularly like cinnamon. Although my wife made some mu hong the other day, which is pork belly stew. And one of the ingredients, aside from soy sauce and a bunch of other stuff, one of the ingredients is cinnamon. You put cinnamon sticks and you let it cook. I don't know how long she cooked it, but very good. Well, you heard of it? I've heard of it. You've heard of what? This place, Gennaro? Or the Voodoo? We were at the Voodoo. And there's a video on the Voodoo, so I'm going to assume you mean this place. I don't know if this is supposed to be Artis or Artis. Artis Coffee Roasters. I don't know. I could ask one of the employees here, but there's got to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I'm going to say there's around 25 people here right now. Where's LA? I've forgotten about America now. I want to forget about it. I don't want to remember America. America's just that place where a few people that I know live and my family. Other than that, I don't know. I know nothing about it anymore. I want to forget. I don't want to hear about this doddering old man they call named Biden. I don't want to know about any of that. I don't want to know about, you know, the U2 movement. Isn't U2 a band? My God, if I ever got talking to some of these women here about the Me Too movement, I can only imagine what they'd say. I might be surprised, but then again, I don't think so. I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna stay away from that one. Anyway, boy, this is you know, in the beginning, when you're catching the top part of the espresso, the lemon is actually not a bad taste. It actually makes it taste, you know, different, but kind of good in a way. But once it gets to the bottom, it's pretty sour. The Feliz Navidad neighborhood. I bet Chucky has been there. Intelligentsia. I don't know. Chucky, I'm going to assume that Chucky will be in a stream in the next couple of days. Because he supposedly is out right now and he's able to go. He just messaged me a short time ago and said, I'm able to go anywhere I want now because I'm negative. And when I write him back, because I haven't had a chance to write him back, I'm going to write him back and go, you're able to go anywhere you want right now for the next 5 days, 5 to 6 days. After that, it might be a different story. Now, you think about something. Just take a look at, I'm not even showing the whole place, okay? You got people sitting everywhere. You got people walking around. No mask on. You got, for the most part, people who are working here, they all have their mask on. But people sitting down at their tables don't have a mask. So if you're in a restaurant, whether you're inside or out, you know, people are going to get sick sometimes. Whether it's with this, you know, this Tron thing or whatever it might be. I haven't been to California in many, many years. I've forgotten quite a bit. Thankfully, Janara, I can only imagine you're probably chomping at the bit to move, whether it's to here or somewhere else. And you know, what I'll say is this. Now, right now, you know, they're a little freaked out about the virus, and you know, their policies are a bit wishy-washy. Hopefully, they'll nail everything down. The policies are a bit wishy-washy. There's a bit of uncertainty, and you know, it could be easier to get around, and you know, there could be a little bit less stress for people. But all in all, it's not very bad. Now look how much traffic is out there right now. Look at this. It's all the way down Succumbent Road. But if you're coming into the country, especially as a tourist, you know, if you're coming in as somebody who lives here, you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. You know, you get out and you go home, and hopefully everything will be hunky-dory. But if you are a tourist, and you know, you've only got a few weeks for a holiday, and you got to spend 2 weeks in quarantine, it could ruin your whole holiday. And I think that's what people are, you know, there's so much uncertainty, they don't want to risk it. But once you're here, it ain't all that bad. You know, if I'm sitting in a taxi and I want a sip of water, I don't have a problem taking a sip of water. The taxi driver is not like, hey, don't you take your mask down a little bit, you know. You cannot. No water, no drink, no food. Now, as I said the other day, there is a chance I'll be going to Phuket next month for a couple of days. My wife has something to do there, and she also knows supposedly a fantastic coffee shop there. And so, I'd like to go. I'm just not sure yet if I'm going to go or not. And I don't know if I really, depends on, how much hassle there is. When I flew to Chiang Mai, there was nobody checked at the airport. I didn't have to do any tests. I didn't have to do anything. It was very hassle-free. And I'd say that the reason that they checked in Hua Hin was because of the hotel. It was that particular hotel that had us, show our vaccination papers and all that other kind of nonsense. And when I went to Phuket the last time, now it's been, I don't even know how long, a year since I've been there. So things are a little bit different. But if I do go, hopefully everything will be okay and it'll be less hassle-free, but I'll be able to tell you firsthand, this is what I experienced. A little Mini Cooper over there. I saw an old Mini Cooper this morning. Very, very tiny. It was even smaller than this one, the blue one up ahead. And it was old. I mean, this thing had to be, I don't know how old when they started making them, but it looked like it was 40, 50 years old. I don't know if you can hear all the noise here. All the people talking. But, yeah, it's a lively little place. So would I recommend coming here? Yes, I would. It's rare that I'm going to say no. It really has to be a piss poor location and a place that doesn't have much going for it for me to say no, don't go there. In fact, I can only think of one or two places that I'd be like, and it wasn't because the place was bad, it was because of the location. I remember there was maybe a year ago, this place had just opened up, and it was all the way down this little soy, and I was like, if I was somebody who didn't know, how to get around or didn't know that much, and I was a newbie, I don't know that I'd want to come here, And then the place was up on like a second floor. I mean, and it was like a house. I'm not going to name names, but yeah, this is what I'll be honest, I try to stay away from this area. And this area is not all that bad, to be honest, but like the whole kind of Khao San Road, that kind of feel where it's all foreigners and, they all tend to be in their 20s or 30s, and a lot of the girls, you're like, I don't know if I want to get into a deep conversation at all with this person, which is fine with me because I'm not looking to. So, listen, I'd recommend coming here if you're staying in the neighborhood. It's not a bad little coffee shop. And, their coffee is decent. It's good. Now, if you're staying on the other end of town, I don't know that I would make a trip just to come here. It's not the Voodoo. And, the Voodoo, I will make another trip out there, and I would highly recommend taking a trip out there. If not for any other reason than being able to go out on that little lake. You go out with your girlfriend or your wife and have a little romantic evening or romantic morning. You go in one of the huts and have a little private time. You look at all the, American and British nostalgia. And, the one thing that I didn't say in that video and that I didn't, I haven't really talked about is that there was a building, and it was right near the old Chevy, and that building was locked. If you were in the stream, you might remember, and I was trying to peer through the window. That place was all locked up. They weren't letting anybody go in and look at everything, but they had all kinds of old stuff in there. I mean, the building alone was old, but everything inside of it was old. And you know, it's just cool to look back and like that jukebox. I cannot imagine them saying the jukebox works. Jukebox works. The only way I could see them doing that is if they have the inside of the jukebox is digital, so when you push it, it's not going to play the records, the little 45s. It's going to play something digital. And then you just have the look of the jukebox. But I don't think they did that, so I don't really think that thing works. But the next time I go there, I'm going to hit them up. So if somebody goes before I go back, let me know whether or not that that jukebox works, because that's one of the coolest things there. What's this, delivery? Fish delivery? I think this place in the corner is a restaurant, but there's another place around the corner and it's empty. Everything's for rent. And look how packed Sukhumvit Road is. Yeah, I think that place is going to experience a little bit of traffic from me going there, which is great. You know, I mean, that's the idea. They got a great place there. The only thing is, you know, don't tell all your friends. You know, let's let it be secret. Let's let it be our little secret. That's always the problem. Any place that's secret, if you want to tell people about it, the word gets out, and then, you know, the place is inundated with foreigners, and, you know, they do something like... I'm not going to get into it. You know, if I do a little video on the place, I'm going to put something up in the members section. I'm going to tell everybody something that happened there at the Voodoo. I'm laughing now, but I'm a little embarrassed about it. But yeah, I don't want to say it online, but things happen. But still, you know, if you're on Sukhumvit, I would recommend Sarni's. I'd highly recommend Sarni's. I'd recommend this place. You know, that's not true. I wasn't there on a Saturday or a Sunday. They serve breakfast in the cafe on Saturday and Sunday. For dinner, they may only be open Saturday and Sunday. However, they were serving lunch in the cafe, and the cafe is not only the little area where I was sitting. There's also an outdoor area, and they are open every day of the week. So, you know, depends on what you're going for. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, listen, I was there during the week, so, I mean, I know they're open, and I checked. However, the girl did tell me that I asked about breakfast, because I was going to have breakfast there, and she said, no, only on Saturday and Sunday. And then later on, I saw people ordering lunch, what I can assume was lunch, from a lunch menu or whatever. It wasn't a breakfast menu. Anyway, why won't you be going to the Voodoo Cafe, Longhorns? You don't want to take the time to go out there, or you're scared of the voodoo, the bad juju. I'm not cheating on Sarnies. Ugh. Listen, it'll take you maybe 15 minutes longer than it took us to get to the Sarnies at Chao Phraya. Listen, I gotta tell you, I'm really glad the one guy left. He's over there puffing away on a freaking cigar. And me not being a smoker, and you know, I was eating, and this guy's puffing away on a cigar, blowing cigar smoke all over the place. You know, I don't know what the law is here, but they got ashtrays out here. So if you're a smoker and you want to come here, hey, they got ashtrays. Smoke them if you got them. But I didn't particularly like it. I like Sarnies too. I like it a lot. It's a great place, you know. Up until the Voodoo, it was my favorite coffee shop. And you know, I got to tell you that the interior of Sarnies, the decor, the ambiance, is not, you know, the greatest. It's decent, but it's not great. You know, so mall food along Sukhumvit is great. You mean all food? I don't know what you're talking about because there's no food vendors on the street. They've done away with those. No more little vendors on the street, man. Even the little salespeople that were out in front of selling all kinds of, you know, knockoffs and socks and all kinds of stuff like that. They're gone, man. They're long gone. All right, Alex just finally wrote me back and said he's having a good time. I kind of figured that. The best cheesecake that I've had so far, honestly, is at the Voodoo Cafe. And that goes for all the cheesecake I've had. I don't believe they do, Gennaro, but I could be wrong. But I don't think so. Man, this place, I mean, it is just so busy. I mean, this is a good sign, actually. All I can say is that the one thing that really, listen, Sarnies, very, very nice inside, very well put together. But you know, there's something to be said about decor and how the place is, how it looks and how it affects people. Jesus Christ! Get your brakes fixed. Put some brake fluid in there. And you know, everything in Sarnies is top notch. I gotta say though, that one thing that impressed me about the Voodoo was like, I took a bite of that cheesecake and I was like, holy shit, this is good. I had the coffee and I was like, oh my God, this tastes good. This is so good. You know what I mean? And then when you go outside, you see chairs with their name on it. You see a garden that is top notch. I mean, just a beautiful garden. Everything was top notch. And you know, I like that more than the modern look of like this place or say Sarnies or something like that. I kind of like it. I do like the Sarnies that Longhorns and I went to by the Chao Phraya River by Icon Siam. That was a bit of different. The interior was quite a bit different. I really like I don't like it as much as Jesus Christ. The guy's doing it on purpose or what? He's talking to the elephants. I liked it better than the Sarnies down the street here. but I don't like it as much as Voodoo. But I do like it a lot. The interior of there's a Sarni's over by the Chow Prayo. That place to me is better than the place that Longhorns and I went all the time. Quite nice there. Man bun, yeah, I'm gonna grow man bun too. You know, I'm gonna grow my hair, and then I'm gonna have a big bald spot on the top of my head, and I'm gonna gather all the hair behind my head, and make a man bun out of it. I don't know. I'll have to look. I'll have to check it out and see. I'd like to go to that one as well, and then do a comparison between the three. You know, I really don't want to make a habit of going to places like the Coffee Club, and some of them were on the list of top coffee shops in Bangkok. I kind of find that hard to believe, but they are very good. But I remember I asked for an espresso macchiato, or espresso, what is it, caramel macchiato, and they gave me caramel that was like the syrup. It wasn't real caramel, and that was a big turnoff for me. Yeah, for right now I'm going to concentrate on Bangkok. If I go down to Phuket, I'll work on Phuket. If we do happen to go back to Chiang Mai, which we want to, it's a matter of time and money and all kinds of things. Scheduling, you know. So, I don't know. I mean, you know, we want to, but like, I don't want to get caught. I don't want to be out and some guy goes, oh, sir, sorry, but you test positive. You come with us. And I'm going to be like, what? I don't have any symptoms. I'm fine. You know. And he's like, no, you must come with us. I don't want to be that guy. Begging him to stay at home and quarantine inside or something, you know. Yeah, I went to Tokyo several times, and I spent a couple of weeks there once. And, oh, blasphemy. 7-Eleven coffee. 7-Eleven coffees are, at best, they're okay. My wife gets espresso, cold espresso, a little bit sweet, 25% sweet. She likes it. My kid gets the chocolate drink, the mocha, you know, mocha or whatever it is. And they're okay. You know, in a pinch, they're great. If you're gonna compare against a boutique coffee shop or a nice coffee shop like Sarni's or Voodoo or several others that are on the list. Listen, I mean, McDonald's, what's the one? Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme or whatever has the good coffee in America. You know, yeah, I would imagine in Japan they have all kinds of like weird, and they do have them here as well. I didn't even talk about, they have the Poolside Cafe, which is kind of like a place where it's like your poolside, but it's not necessarily for adults. It's also for kids, which I'm not into. They have the cafe where they have huskies. You know, they have dogs, which, you know, I like dogs, but I don't like the whole, I gotta make an appointment and all that other shit. I don't particularly like that. And then what happens if you're having a coffee and the dog turns around with his tail and whacks your coffee, or, you know, I don't know. And then they also have, it's called Catterday, I think it's Catterday Coffee Shop, which is a coffee shop with cats. But if I want a coffee shop with cats or a cat, I can just go home. Because I can guarantee you, if I fire up a coffee and I'm sitting there drinking a coffee at the kitchen table, my cat, our cat, will jump up on the table and sit with me. Because he has to know every little thing that's going on. But I would like to go to that Catterday place because I just like to see different kinds of cats. You know, the one thing I don't particularly know about with the place that's got the huskies is, do they have any other dogs? You know, I mean, it's nice they got huskies, but like I want to see some other dogs. You know, this is an owl cafe in Tokyo, and they got. Do they have an actual owl or owls in the cafe? Because that owl really impressed me the other day. That owl at Happy Land. No, 7-Eleven coffee. I mean, the price is right for sure. And you know, you could say the same thing about Cafe Amazon. The price is right. I actually think the 7-Eleven coffee is a touch better than the Cafe Amazon. The coffee is not bad there. And the Cafe Amazon is not bad either, but I think the 7-Eleven's a little bit better. You know, and for the price, I mean, listen, nowadays, it used to be coffee was what, a nickel? And then it was, you know, a dime, then it was 25 cents, then it's $1. And now it's, you know, it's you know, $4, $5, $7, depends, you know. Yeah, we already went over dark, and I can't remember, where did we go, Longhorns, before you left? Was it the Moza place, Maza? Dark is the place that I think I go to, or I've been to, I've streamed from once in a while, and the coffee there was good, but they charge a premium for it, you know. But if Maza is the place that he and I went to, that place is really good also. And he may be right, I don't know, I don't remember, to be honest, about the coffee, difference in the coffee there. Well, this is the thing, I mean, I read you guys a list of some of the places that I got on my list of places to go. Just doing once a week, it'll take me. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. You know, the M. Courtier, I don't know what it is about the place. I would have rather they never had the M. Courtier, to be completely honest. Just keep Emporium. That was fine with me. Now, at Emporium, I know they have I've been to the Starbucks there, the one on the ground floor. And I think there's another one. There's a little, like, Italian, like, restaurant, coffee shop. Then they have excellent coffee. I gotta remember the name of it. It's been a while since I've been there, so hopefully it's still there. I used to go there quite often. And then there's the Greyhound Cafe, which is more like a restaurant. You know, there's a difference. They call it a cafe, but is it really a cafe? To me, I think of cafe, I think of, you know, France, sitting indoor, outdoor, having a croissant, having some, you know, little sandwich, panini or whatever, and maybe a, you know, some kind of a little cake or whatever. Oh, is that where you're taking beer? Okay, I'll have to let her know that. Oh, you know, I think that it behooves men, as an older guy now, I will say this. If it was just about having your fun with the women, just have fun. And they didn't have a problem with it. They didn't latch on to you. They didn't, you know, oh, you know, we're having sex all the time. Don't I mean anything to you? That kind of thing. If you didn't, or, you know, some guy falls in love, madly in love or whatever. If it was just having fun, that'd be one thing. But it behooves men to think that before you insert, because before you get involved. And I mean this, you know, seriously, and that is that you can be around them for, you know, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and everything's great. And you're like, oh my God, that's the honeymoon phase. And then, you know, listen, you know, for most people, it's not all about living on a honeymoon all your life. You got things to do, you got places to go, people to see. They got friends, you got friends, you got family, they got family. You know, and you know, that's one thing I'm very grateful for, is I've never had any problems with her family, and I'm thankful for that. Well, that's right, the Goose Cafe. Where the hell was that? The Goose Cafe. I can't even remember now. Longhorns is bringing up memories right now. Barbra Streisand, her song is going through my head. She's singing to me right now. Memories in the corner of my mind, or whatever the words are. Shit, oh, the Goose is... Oh, that's the one by, yeah, that's the one over there on Prakanam. Over by the Mexican joint. That Mexican joint, which I don't even remember the name of it. Man, traffic is just murder. But if you look across the street, if you look all the way across the street, the traffic is relatively light. It's moving. But if you look on this side, not so good. It's at a standstill. El Mariachi, yes, that's it. Takes me a while for everything to cycle through so I can remember. The air quality is so-so today. Earlier in the morning it was moderate. Oop. And now I don't know if it's gone from moderate to unhealthy for sensitive individuals. But the temperature, I don't know what the temperature is. I think the Thai baht is 33.33 the last I looked. 33.33 to the dollar, which is stronger than I think people expected. I think it's supposed to be around 33.6, 3.7, something like that. Unfortunately, they do not have a whole lot of great hot dog joints in this place. There's some sausage places, but you know, I'm not going to go on a quest to look for them. There you go, right there. Lemon in your espresso is a espresso romano. So there we have it. I don't remember Longhorns. What was the name of that place we went on Sukhumvit Road where they had the nice sofas, and it was just a guy and like his mother, and they gave me a what was the name of that? The one that you stick in the freezer, and the milk in the freezer, and a dirty coffee. Yeah. Okay. Like you're gonna get married in like Thailand's paradise. Dude. Good luck with that, buddy. I think you need to really do some research before you get started there. You're gonna start a hot dog factory. Good luck with that. What kind of restaurant you got in Bangkok? Oh, you live in Bangkok? Yeah. I got a restaurant here. What kind of restaurant you run? I sell hot dogs. I got a hot dog stand. Try selling a hot dog stand and see how long you're able to live here. First of all, you're not going to be able to start a hot dog stand where you're doing the selling. How many foreigners do you see standing at a stall selling food? You know what I'm saying? Very, very few. And there's a reason why. The Starbucks Deluxe Cafe, what was in there? The hot dog factory? Manaus coffee. Oh, it was there. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't really remember that place. I'm not all that. Listen, I'm not real impressed with Starbucks aside from the way that the business is run. I mean, you know, they've got their shit together. You know, yesterday or day before yesterday, whenever it was, and I was in Starbucks, and Beer was taking a photo of some coffee, and I said, "Oh, let me take a picture of that." I go, "What is that?" And I still don't know what the hell it was, but she showed me some picture of it, and there was like 3 different kinds, like a tea mixed with this and that, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't keep up with all their promotions. And then, you know, you want to go in and get a yogurt. Half the time the yogurt's not for sale. You want to go in and you want to get, I think a chicken Caesar wrap was what Be Free Asia said the other day. And sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. You know, and it's like, oh, well, right now we have promotion. Or we only sell this on the weekends. And it's like, I can't stand that about them. It's like, sell the same shit, change it up once every 3 months or something. And then people know what they're getting, and serve something that's actually healthy. Because at Starbucks, the only thing that they have there that's healthy, really healthy, is the yogurt. And you know what? They got honey in there. So if you're trying to cut back on your sugar, that's not great for you. But okay, it's decent. You know. So, you know, it's something to think about. There's a chili dog joint. Chicks bring it to your room and watch you eat it. If you pay extra. Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember that now. I know a guy that started a food hamburger truck. Don't think it's going very, very well. Yeah, I mean, you can do it. What I'm saying is, I think for the most part, if you're just one guy and you think you're, like, if you're some guy coming in and you go, you know what, I make a great burger. I'm going to go to Thailand and I'm going to start a little stall, like, you know, like you would see in like Coney Island for like a hot dog stand or something like that. You're going to sell from a little stand and you're going to make a business of it. First of all, the startup costs and, you know, to have a business here is costly to be able to stay in business, you know. I know a couple of guys who owned a bar in Nana Plaza for a while. And what they told me was like they never made any substantial profit, and you know, they were always digging in their pocket for the coppers, and that it basically became a place where their friends would come and they could all hang out, and if they were lucky they just broke even. If they were really lucky they made a little bit of money, you know. And so I cannot imagine trying to, if you want to do something like that, go to Cambodia. I think it's a little bit easier. I did meet a couple of guys there. One guy in Sihanoukville and another guy in, what was that other place I went? I don't know if it was Phnom Penh or where it was, but one in Sihanoukville. And the guy was married to a Cambodian woman, and he got like really high quality beef sent in. And, you know, he wasn't making an arm and a leg, but he was making a living. And he was happy doing it. He only worked, he worked at nights. He worked a couple hours every night. It was near the, they had like a little nightlife area. And he was doing okay. But, you know, they had that here in I don't know if they still have it. There used to be a guy that sold fantastic burgers right outside of Nana Plaza. But that was a Thai guy. You know, if you're a foreigner, just remember, this ain't your country, man. If you're going to start a business, you better know your shit. You better be sharp. Or you better have a lot of money. You know what they say? How do you make a little bit of money in Thailand? You start out with a lot of money. So, not to burst your bubble there, Andrew, but I think sometimes you need to kind of get real with it, man. I'm just going to go over there and I'm going to start me a little hot dog stand. It's like I'm going to start a little burger place outside my house where the kids are going to make burgers on the George Foreman grill. You know what a pain in the ass that would be? to make what probably would amount to fuck all. Now, if you get married and you get your girl to do it, Andrew, you might be able to make a go of it. I don't know. You know. Anyway, it looks like it's 11 o'clock now, almost 11 o'clock. We're almost at 2 hours. And, you know, now's when things start to loosen up a little bit. You can see, obviously the light is not red right now, but it looks like things have opened up a little bit. There you go. There you go, Andrew. And, you know, there's something to be said for entrepreneurship, and not everybody can do it. And, you know, who am I to say who can and can't? But I would say that it's hard enough to start a business in your own country without coming over to Thailand, where you don't speak the language, or you speak very little of the language, and you may not know as much as you really need to know about the culture and how things work, and you know. So anyway, good luck with the marriage, good luck with the hot dog stand. And Andrew, I did read your email about the old Viet guy. I don't know if he's Vietnamese or if he's a like old Vietnam veteran. But if he's an old fucker and he doesn't touch you, why would you go out of your way to go wait for the guy and start a fight with the guy? I don't get it, you know. And that's coming from me, somebody who, you know, I wouldn't particularly like what the guy said or how he went about things to you, but I wouldn't like that either. But, you know, sometimes you got to look at him and go, is this guy really a threat? No. Then what do I got to start shit for? What do I got to get thrown in jail for? It pays to use your head, especially here. The little head. Wait a minute, it's the little head, the big head. Well, in my case, yes, he is. He's the one I always talk about who says, it's paradise in Thailand, and it damn sure can be. He's also the one who, you know, didn't want to come back because, well, yeah, you should let it go, man. I mean, no offense. I understand, you know, nobody likes to be approached and antagonized by somebody, especially me. I don't like it. Who does like it? But, you know, if it's some old guy, you know, it's like, you ever think maybe he's like mentally lost the plot? If he's mentally lost the plot, the only time you want to do anything is if the guy is seriously threatening you, and you going to meet the guy later on to where he might possibly walk by is just looking for a problem. You know. Oh yeah, and he's looking for a girl to marry, which, you know, okay, whatever. Good for him. Be careful what you wish for, though. And I say that as somebody who I didn't really wish for it to happen, and it happened. But, you know, I think if you, I don't know, I always had a problem with guys going, you know, like, I always say this, like Old Man Wang in China. Where's Old Man Wang? Oh, he went to the city to go find himself a wife. You know, she was your ex-girlfriend, or she is your ex-girlfriend for a reason. So that would be your future ex-wife, your ex-girlfriend that's now your future ex-wife. Anyway, don't take it too seriously. You know, just take it with a grain of salt. Do what you want to do. Be happy. That's all we can do nowadays, you know? Don't worry, be happy. Anyway, I think I've outstayed my welcome here at the Artis, or the Artis Coffee Roasters of Bangkok. It's getting a little warm, and I think I'm ready to go home. Maybe I'll give Chucky a call, set something up for the next stream. Maybe we can go somewhere, I don't know. We can go meet up at some coffee shop or something. Yeah, well. And you know, well, I'm not gonna go. Let's just let it go. He let it go. Let's let it go. Enjoy life, man. Enjoy your life. One day you will leave Vietnam, Andrew, and you will probably end up back in Thailand if it's as valued as you say it is. If you value it as much as you say you do, you'll end up here. And you know, for most people, that's you know, that's a wonderful thing. There's a lot of people that are clamoring to get here even nowadays. So I believe he'll be here for a month or two. I don't really remember. You know, he tells me stuff, and sometimes he changes. Well, I'm not opposed to that, and well, I can do this, or you know. But I think he may stay for a couple of months. You know, I don't know. You know, this all these government regulations and rules and policies have changed the way that people think, and you know, made things a little more difficult. So, you know, a little more problematic, but. In the end, at least in my lifetime and in the near future, I hope everything is made easier and we're able to just go about our merry way and live our lives how we want to live them. Well, I'm not going to disagree with you there. Thailand is awesome. You can leave it at that, or you can say it's awesome. It's not perfect. However, it's not perfect, which is, you know, but neither is the United States, neither is anywhere. So, you know, it's a great place. And with that, I wish they would get the BTS finished in my neck of the woods. It would make things much easier. Now I could, if I really wanted, I could get on the SkyTrain here, go to the changeover at Asok, and then, or just walk down to Asok, and then go to the MRT on Lat Pral, and then take a taxi or a motorbike or a bus or whatever I wanted down to Happy Land, and then go from Happy Land to my house on the Songtao. I was trying to think. My mind is working a little slowly. The coffee must be wearing off. So anyway, that about wraps it up here, guys. Another long stream, 2 hours. Longer than I want. I think it should be shorter, but you know, sometimes I speak slowly, so sometimes it takes longer to get my sentences completed, which means the stream is longer. Anyway, say goodbye to Artis Coffee. Time to go. We got the moto taxis over here. A Lexus dealer. And I am gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go across that walkway right there. And then I am gonna just take a taxi and go home. I could take a boat I don't know. Anybody want to go on a boat ride? I could take a motorcycle to the boat, catch the boat, and take you guys along with me, but I don't know, you know. Many of you have already been there, done that, so. Probably best to cut this short and say goodbye. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Good luck. Be safe. Say goodbye to everybody here. If I get like 3 people that say take the boat, then I'll take the boat. But otherwise, sure, boat on the Klong. All right, that's 2. I'll just change over to the gimbal, because I got my gimbal with me. Change over to the gimbal, jump on the back of a motorcycle, boom. All right, there you go. There's 3 people. Can I get 4? Been there, done that. Carl, how you doing? Been there, done that. Well, you know what? +1. No skin off of my back. Let me, there you go. Everybody wants to see what's up. What's up with the boat? So we're gonna jump on the back of a motorcycle. Let's see here. How can I do this? Got to get my little thing set up here. There you go. If Carl says take the boat, I'm taking the boat. When Carl speaks, people listen. Schlitz malt liquor. If it ain't Schlitz, it ain't beer. What a great slogan that was. Really, that was a great slogan. If it ain't Schlitz, it ain't beer. Let me get my glasses on and all this stuff. I gotta do my whole thing. Yeah, they're running. They're running. Don't need this. How am I going to do this here? Shit, I have to balance everything, and let's see here. Let's see if I can pull this off. Which way was this supposed to be? Let's see. Phone camera direction. Okay. Yeah, when you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer. I love that. I think that's a great slogan. How am I going to do this here? There we go. All right, let's see if I can do this. What the hell is going on here? Am I forgetting something? I'm forgetting something here or what? Hang on a second. Yes, sir, I do. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Most of the time, I haven't used my my computer in a long time. Let's see here. Give me a second. There we go. Not bad, not bad. All right, we're in business. get out of this joint. Oh shit, gotta put my mask on, right? To do that shit. Can't forget this. Actually, I could, but there we go. Hey, ท่าเรือครับท่าเรือครับท่าเรือท่าเรืออโศกใช่ไหมครับโอเคครับ That's how you do it right there. Terminal 21.
haven't done this in a while. It's been a while. Anybody walking around without mask on? I don't. Sao này nè?
ตรงนี้50เหรอครับพี่เกิด
You ain't seen Bangkok unless you've seen it on the back of a motorcycle. Or by boat. That's right, Carl. I forgot about that. Well, it's not just about Farang. It's not about dirty Farang. It's about... You see all the Thais have them on. Q house in the background. What's this gonna cost? About 16 baht, something like that? 18 baht? I don't know. It's such a mixture of filthy and beautiful. I mean, the Klong is filthy. You know, you got some graffiti that is not so beautiful. There's some nice graffiti, but this is not very nice. And then you look over and there's all these beautiful flowers across the way. See the graffiti farther down there. It's a little more like graffiti instead of tagging. Sometimes, and I haven't seen it in a while, but these monitors will tell you how long it's going to be until the next boat arrives. It says you must wear a mask pursuant to Wanted Jet. Gotta come. I can't read that fast. Where's the boat? I've seen that quite a few times. It's been a while since I've seen any kids jumping in the Klong, but I got some footage of it. It's no big deal, you know, like to them, they're just like, whatever. Kids will be kids. It's been a while since I've been on a boat as well. Can be a pain in the ass, for sure. But, you know, there's nobody standing around me. I mean, you know, the next guy's like 15 feet away from me. So if I want to breathe, I just take it down, you know. I still don't understand why they make it such a big deal. It should be, you know, it shouldn't be mandatory in my opinion at this point. You want to wear it, you wear it. Up to you. You don't want to wear it, don't wear it. You know, outdoors. Indoors, okay, you know, listen. I'll take outdoors for right now. And, you know, the reality is at some point they're just going to have to say, all right, let's let it go. Let's learn to live with it. Doesn't seem like the boats are running quite as often. Normally it's around once every 10 minutes or so. But this could be, you know, once every half hour, once every 20 minutes. I don't know. They weren't running on the weekends for quite some time. And now they are. Well, it's supposed to get torn down, and eventually it will get torn down, but it's not. It hasn't been so far. That's Kong Tui. That's the slum. It's known as the slum. It's the, what do they call it now? What's the polite way of saying it? I mean, I don't even remember. That shows you how PC I am. But impoverished neighborhood, I think is what it is. Something like that. But yeah, it's still around. I just haven't gone there because, you know, it's a drain, man. You go there all the time, and it's like, I don't want to be around all that kind of, you know. I'll admit it. You know, we're most of us are lucky in that we don't live in that kind of an area. We're allowed to come out. They're not, or they're just in it because they want to be and they don't want to go somewhere else. But you know, after a while it gets to be a drain, and I've been in a lot of places like that in my life. I've gone through a lot of places around the world, and it's sometimes, you know, it can be uplifting or whatever, but you know, for the most part it's pretty sad, you know. Yeah, it's still there. They're supposed to, you know, they're supposed to build, I don't know, shopping center, condos, whatever there. Supposed to give people money, or supposed to do all kinds of things, but you know, here in Thailand, you know, because of the uncertainty being something that's certain, I always take the wait and see approach. You know, it's like, let's see if they do what they say they're going to do. All right, here comes the boat. Now, if you don't have 4G and you're on the boat, free Wi-Fi. I can't see this boat being full. I should be able to get a seat on the thing. I can't see this guy stopping that far back. A little bit. just like I thought. Excellent. So that's about 50 cents US. Choppy weather. I like the Jim Thompson house, but I just don't like the fact that, you know, taking photos and video is not supposed to do it. It is a beautiful place, you know. Get rid of the government policies and this place would be perfect. Well, you would think, but you know. Do not forget to click the thumbs up if you like this stream, or please remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Check the description for anything else you might want or need, or just leave a comment. Leave a comment in the chat, leave a comment down below, and I'll shut up for a few minutes. Yes, they do. They start at like 5:30. We're in Tonglor now. Glad I got a mask on all the fumes from behind. Flowers. They're all in bloom right now. There is no express. You must have got on the Chao Phraya. They're all the same on the Sand Sap, Andy. This is the canal boat, not the river boat. There's an express on the Chao Phraya. It's easy on the river. On the river, it's easy to overshoot your place, you know, because you just get caught up going down the river, and then you go, oh, that's my stop I just passed up. I've done that many times. This is where they like to swim. Places like that. And over to the left up ahead. Over here to the left is where they like. And this little area back there. But right now we're at NASA. This is a CityLink. If you look up, it's a CityLink. Used to be a big nightclub many years ago when I first came here, and they did away with it shortly after I arrived. The graffiti here is really pretty cool. Look at that. to swim in here too. And in here. Relax. What is this, ROM 29? It's the mall ROM. The next one is Reykjavik 29. I don't know, you know, most of the places that I haven't been to are places that just I haven't stumbled onto, you know. For the most part, I've been pretty much everywhere I want to go, you know, in Thailand at least. But you know, the best places are the place that you just stumble onto. I'd never been to the Voodoo Cafe in, you know, 27 years. And I think the road water, I think it drains out, it drains into the Sansap and then it drains into the Chao Phraya, which goes out to the ocean. I think that's how it works. They are making a connection from the Sansap to the Chao Phraya where a boat can go, but I don't know when that's supposed to be done for this place. And you know, they have in a couple places here, they have a little ferry that goes across the river for people who just want to get across and they don't want to go all the way down to the overpass, to the walkway. We're at the temple right now. I forget the name of it, but and this is the Quantrium floating market, is how I know that they've got something going on. Yeah, that's Wat Tiplila. I should have known that. I used to live right down the street from here. See the temple through here? You know, it's a pretty, aside from the loud motor, loud engine,
it's a pretty relaxing ride when you're not standing up, scrunched up like a sardine. And you know, there's a little bit of a smell, but with the mask on, you don't really smell it. It's kind of cool, you know. Good to people watch and to just see what's going on the side of the canal. I highly recommend that if you get a chance, don't only take the canal boat, once, like, oh, you have to do it at least once. No, use it as a form of transportation anywhere from around 10 o'clock to around 3 o'clock. It's a great way to get around. And even some of the other hours, I mean, you might be a little bit squished, but it still kind of beats the alternatives. I'm going to assume the stop is on the right up ahead. I've lived in several places in Bangkok, actually. I lived down on Sukhumvit Road, Soi 1. I lived on in between Soi 1 and Soi 3. And then I lived in, what the hell was the name of it? Sukapiban, which is over Ramkhamhaeng, but it's on Ramkhamhaeng Road, but if you come from where I am now and you go towards Ramkhamhaeng Road, you take a left and go towards the Quantrium market, which I was just talking about. That's another place. And then we moved to Ramkhamhaeng 43/1 when we had Nicholas, so we had some more room. And then we moved to, we lived in town when Nicholas wasn't born yet and Alex was a baby. We lived in the town. It was a hotel/apartment. And then we moved to the place on 43/1. Then we moved to Lat Pral 111, and then we moved to where we are now. So yeah, we've moved around a little bit, various parts of Bangkok, but not all that spread out, really. This is by FBT. You can see the FBT sign. Transport is right next to FBT. There's a gym in FBT that, really nice gym, and it's 1,000 baht a month. It's about $30. If you ever get a chance to go down the Chao Phraya and then go to some of the little canals off to the side of the river, fantastic. Fantastic places. Much more
intimate. You know, the canal is a lot smaller. The canals are smaller, and you know, it's people's houses just like this, but you're right there. They have docks, and it's just really cool. There are several canals that you can, you know, canal boats you can take. One of them is Prakanong, which I took once, and I haven't taken for a while, but it's been about a year since I was on it. And you know, it's pretty easy for me to go there, so I may go on that again. But probably one of the funnest ones I went to was, I forget the name of the market, but it was a floating market. And the markets, a lot of the markets are only open on the weekends, but in this particular market was only open on the weekend. And I went there, and there just happened to be a driver or a, you know, a boat captain, and he's like, "I'll take you around, 1,000 baht." I said, "Okay." All right, so this is the next pier is the mall, and then the pier after that is the last pier. It's the end of a line. So everybody will start moving towards the stairs over there to get off, but you got plenty of time. You see here, the apartment is 3,900 a month, which is about 100 and Buddy Mansion. What's that? 110 bucks a month or something. 130 a month. I like it where, you know, the trees are hanging over kind of like this, but they're hanging all the way across the canal, and it's kind of dark, and you know, you see people's houses, and you know, some little old lady's doing her laundry, washing her clothes or whatever. I like that kind of atmosphere. I really like that. This is cool, but you know, I really like the really small canals where you're going on like a little long-tail boat, and you're just putting along, and you're basically detached from the world, which is, you know, I love that. And so the mall is coming up here. This is the mall right here. There we go. Now look at the tailpipe of this bad boy, and how much it pollutes the air. And I think they're going to eventually go electric. I think I read that somewhere. So we're going to walk through the mall, and guess where we're going to go and end the stream.
So it's great that the boat takes you right behind the mall and you just walk right in like this. I love this. One of the best things about Thailand is the ease of transportation. You know, getting around is so easy. Yeah, I've been meaning to go down to the Chao Phraya and take one of the electric boats, and I'll get there. Oops. Nobody here. What time is it? It's 12 o'clock. Nobody's at Monato. Let's see here. Got cheesecake at that place. No cheesecake for me. No cheesecake for you. No soup for you. No cheesecake for you. No cheesecake. 1 year. Well, Starbucks is taking down the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree is down in front of the mall. So, you know, slowly but surely it's all coming down. There's the Texas chicken that I no longer frequent. Gennaro, I'm sorry, but I only see one female working in Starbucks, and that is along with two other guys. Well, here we are. There you go, magical boat ride. Every once in a while it's nice. Nobody knows. Ah, sweaty cup. Nobody knows. How can you know? I think it's too soon to know. Thailand was a place I always wanted to go. Watching your streams and asking you questions is what got me there. Yeah, Carl, I'm really glad you had a good time when you came here. You know, that's the whole, that's the whole idea. I mean, not everybody is going to love Thailand, but most people do. I think the only thing that they may have a problem with is, when you start getting into, well, I need this, I need that when I go there. When you expect things or when you want things, there's always people who are going to make it, they're going to, what's the words that I'm looking for? They're going to introduce rules and regulations that might prohibit you or make it more difficult to get in. And I mean, there's tourists here and they're like, oh, I want to stay from January until the end of April. Okay, well then you're going to have to leave the country. Oh, I don't want to leave the country. It's going to cost me money. Well, too bad, This is the mall Bangkok, which is a mall near my house. I need to get some water here. Shit. And even when I lived over on 43/1, Ramkhamhaeng 43, it's still fairly close to the Mall Bangkok. I would go to Ramkhamhaeng Mall sometimes, but man, that mall was lacking compared to this one. And this one is really, it's a blue collar mall. You're not gonna find, Piaget. You're not gonna find a lot of Gucci or, Hugo Boss or anything like that. All I got to say is be prepared. You can get the best of all worlds. And everything, one thing that I really don't mean to downplay the beauty or the wonder, if you will, of Thailand, but it's just like anywhere else, man. Everything is great until it ain't. I don't have any problems with this place. I like my life 99% of the time. Then somebody says, you need to do this, you need to do that. When I went the other day to get the booster, I was like, son of a bitch, maybe I'll just go, I'm not getting the booster. And it had nothing to do with the science or anything. I just didn't feel like going. It was a long way out. Now, had I not gone, I pushed myself. I said, you know what? It's for my benefit. It will benefit me in more than one way. Had I not gone, I wouldn't have seen that coffee shop, the Voodoo Cafe, which is, okay, great. Listen, it's a coffee shop, wonderful, great, it's a nice experience, but at the end of the day, it's not all that important to your day-to-day life. But still, it was fun. And while I went there, I managed to get my booster. So I got a lot of things done. But believe me, I did not like going. I did not want to wake up early and go. And even today, I think to myself, man, I got to sit in traffic for, 45 minutes, an hour. I don't want to do that. I don't. Is the payoff, do you know the payoff is going to be worth it? When somebody travels from the US or from Australia or the UK, generally they're thinking, when I get to Thailand, the payoff is going to be well worth it. And I think that's what keeps bringing people back. But when the difficulty in getting here becomes too much, then the payoff is reduced. And so, I'd just be careful if you were coming here and, expect the unexpected and try not to get pissed off because it's not going to do you any good. So anyway, thank you again. I've already said this, but thank you again, everybody, for watching. And for those who contributed, I appreciate it. If I understand some people can't contribute more than just watching, that's fine. Otherwise, get yourself a t-shirt, get one of my books. One of these days I'll end up finishing my next book. And leave a thumbs up, and then I will see you guys again. Maybe the next time that you see me, I will be with Mr. Chuck. Who knows? I don't know. I'll find out later. And yeah, that's all I have. So thank you again, and I will talk to you guys later. All right? Choke D, Lil Jerk and my good luck. Until next time and all that good stuff. It was fun. Today was a fun stream. And you know, the coffee shop was it was a nice coffee shop. Decent coffee shop, decent coffee. Everything was, you know, everything was copacetic. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy. Ciao and all that good stuff. Take care. Take care. Take care, everybody. Take care, Carl. Aloha, Malahini, and Franz. Later. Okay. Joe, thank you very much. At the buzzer. Wow. At the buzzer. Choke D. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, I gotta go. Ciao, ciao. Wife's waiting for me.